All right. So my question for you is, what's your favorite benchmark workout?
My favorite. Ooh, that is a good one.
I know. I have too many to like pick from. So
And that was a good lead into the workout. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. And, favorite benchmark workout. There's always a special place for Murph just because of the community event that surrounds it.
Yeah.
But my favorite benchmark workout is Annie.
Really?
Yeah.
You like Annie?
Yeah. It's not exciting. It's not
monster.
flashy. It's just that you just hit the gas and go, and you just hold on the whole time. There's no slowing down. There's no thought process. It's just literally as fast as you can move for 7 or 8 minutes.
See, I think I don't like Annie because the ab mat sit-ups. Because I feel like you just cap it. Like at one point, I don't think like my sit-ups can go any faster.
Yo, you can go faster.
I don't know.
You can go faster. That's
try.
the point of Annie.
I try. Everything else moves, but those biking Annie now, I like biking Annie.
Stupid biking
Because
Annie.
that adds
That's dumb.
a whole different like
I know,
dynamic.
that's dumb.
Makes it gnarly and amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Annie's fun. Annie's fun, but
Annie's one that like every time I did it, because I've done it like 10 times at this point, and every time I did it as hard as I could go, and I got a little bit better every single time.
I guess
literally every time I got a little bit better,
Yeah.
and every time I think there's no way I can beat that, and then I beat it next time.
I guess that's a fair point. When I look back at it, every time I do get a little bit better.
So see, your sit-ups can get a little faster, and then you race somebody who's really good at sit-ups, and then it's like it
like
changes
Seth.
the game. Yeah,
Seth's sit-ups are
flies
stupid.
through him. I know.
It makes no sense.
I know.
I think he cheats on
He
somehow.
doesn't cheat. He just goes fast. That's the point of the workout. You gotta go fast. So next time I do it, I'm gonna do it with him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna beat him.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thank
That's
you.
all I got for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, that gives us the gateway right into what we're going to talk about today, and that's the idea of like measuring progress, or I guess overall just testing ourselves. Because when it comes to fitness, whatever your goal is, whatever you're doing, you have to have some type of measurement or progress. Otherwise, how do you know whether you're going in the right direction, getting better, or getting the things you want to get? Because if I just say I want to lose weight, what does it look like? Okay, if I want to lose 10 pounds, how do I know that?
Yeah, how do you know that without weighing yourself, right?
If I'm not doing some type of like measurement, then I don't know what's going on. So with CrossFit, that's what's really cool is there is a staple behind all this, and that's what we're going to kind of get behind, and that has to do with benchmark workouts and test of fitness. So that's what we're really going to talk about today. So let's just start there. What is the idea with measuring fitness?
Yeah, so the beauty of CrossFit, and one of the things that led me to fall in love with CrossFit when I first started it, is the idea of making yourself better at everything.
Yeah.
One of CrossFit's definitions is it's the ability to move large loads, long distances quickly. CrossFit workouts are all measurable, observable, and repeatable.
Right.
You can see it, you can measure it, and you can do it again. That's the point of all of the CrossFit workouts that we do, and especially the benchmark workouts.
Right.
Is if I did, we just talked about Annie. So if I did Annie on day one of CrossFit, one, I don't have the skill to do it because I don't have double unders. I'm not good at jumping rope. And even if I did, I wouldn't be able to do sit-ups as fast then as I can now.
Right.
Because I am in better shape now. It's literally measuring apples to apples and seeing on day one, are you more or less fit than you are on day 90 versus day 190 versus 35 years in.
Yeah.
Right. It's the idea of continuing that chase towards becoming a more fit human being.
Right. And I think when we look at that too, so let's take a step back then and let's like define or set up what fitness is.
Yeah.
Because just because we're saying fitness, what is that? Some people think fitness is like just having abs or looking good,
Yeah.
which for them that's awesome. But when it comes to CrossFit, the idea of fitness has a lot more to it. So what is fitness, or what is it made up of? What is it defined as? What are those components?
Yeah, so fitness, how we define fitness is your work capacity across broad time and modal domains.
Right.
Again, I'm spitting out definitions now, but the definition of CrossFit is increased work capacity across broad time and modal domains. So let's break that up piece by piece. Increased work capacity is how much work can you get done across broad time and modal domains. So that means broad time domains. That means, can we do a 10-second sprint versus a 10-minute workout versus an hour-long workout?
Right.
You need to be good at A, B, and C. If you are lacking or you're deficient in one of those areas, then you're not as fit as someone who's good at all three areas.
Right.
So you need to be fit across broad time domains and modal domains. That just means different implements, different things like moving weights, moving your body, doing gymnastic stuff, pull-ups, squats, push-ups, sit-ups, clean and jerks, deadlifts, snatches, all of that stuff. We need to be able to do it all. And again, going back to the CrossFit, the founder, Greg Glassman, said that you are only as fit as you are at your worst event.
Right.
So that's how we measure fitness. If you are completely lacking in one area of fitness, and there are 10, what do you call them? 10, not definitions of fitness, 10
modalities?
No, I'm drawing a blank, but there's 10 different ways to think about fitness, like strength, flexibility.
Oh, like flexibility, mobility.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of them.
10 components of fitness.
10 components of fitness. Thank you. So there are 10 components of fitness. You are only as fit as you are in your worst component. So if you can run a 5-minute mile and you can do a whole bunch of pull-ups and sit-ups and your gymnastics are amazing and your max deadlift is 100 pounds, well then that's where your fitness is deficient, and that's what you need to work on.
And I think that's so like before we go on is like that's the cool thing about CrossFit, and that's why I love CrossFit, is because of the variety. Because you can't be like, when you get to competitive level or whatever crazy stuff, you have to have specific stuff with it to me, but you can't be just so major in one area. Like in order to have a healthy life or be, good outside the gym, you have to have all those components, because when you're focusing on all those components and all those components are improving or getting better, life outside the gym's awesome.
Right, and that's what I was deficient in before I started CrossFit. I would only do bench press, biceps, triceps, some pull-ups.
Worst looking deadlifts ever.
Oh God, my deadlifts were awful.
And
I didn't deadlift really often. And I squatted about once every 6 months. So it's like, when the time changed, I would squat, and that was it.
There you go.
Yeah, but now we do these constantly varied types of workouts so that we can measure our fitness across time.
Right.
That's the point. And that's the cool part for me is I can go back to when I first started CrossFit, and I can do now the same workouts that I did then, and I would smoke myself of what I used to be able to do. Not even close. And that tells me that I'm more fit than I used to be.
No, my old self can't like even hang with me anymore.
Not even close.
I am I'm an elite athlete compared to old James.
Damn straight, you're an elite athlete.
Old James has got nothing on me, but no, that is what the cool thing is. And then I briefly touched on it, but the idea with CrossFit is as your fitness increases, so does your health.
Right.
That's the idea there, is when you're able to, still run a 9-minute mile, still be able to deadlift 200 pounds or whatever, that's going to be better, healthier life in comparison to I can only run like a 20-minute mile, which you might have some issues there, but like 20-minute mile and only deadlift 50 pounds. You're not going to be as healthy outside, because when it comes to what happens if you have to do this or what happens if you have to whatever life event happens, you're not going to be as physically prepared for it.
Right. And that's going to be another podcast that I want to do is the sickness, wellness, fitness continuum,
Absolutely.
which is one of the reasons I started doing CrossFit, but I'm going to save that for another time. The point of that is the more, to a certain point, the more you can deadlift, the faster you can run, the more pull-ups you can do, the healthier you are as a human being.
That's the general idea.
So how do we tell?
That's where we're going to get into how we measure and how we gauge fitness, and that's where this idea of progress comes in. So let's talk about a couple different ways we measure progress, and that we already talked about one, which is obviously benchmark workouts. So CrossFit itself has a bunch of named workouts, but there's also, as a gym, we have our own staples and stuff like that we retest and remeasure and stuff like that. But there's other ways to measure your progress and your fitness. So what are some other ways that we can do that as well?
So the benchmark workouts are the main one, and I like those because they are more varied. If you go outside of CrossFit, at least, and I'm speaking from my own personal experience, before I started CrossFit, it was how much can you bench?
Right.
That was how strong you were. That was how fit you were. It was how much can you bench press? Nothing else mattered.
I had conversations even with like some bros that like all they do is bench.
Gym bros, let's go.
And I was like, I'm way fitter. They tell me they're way fitter than me. I'm like, buddy,
not even in the category.
You might be able to bench more than me, but I promise you, your fitness is not so hot, Chief. Like just because you can bench is not going to take you very far.
That is an aspect of fitness that is not fitness in and of itself.
Exactly.
So another way to measure over time is the weights, lifting. lifted, right? And that's what we were talking about before we started the podcast is if your goal is to, like my goal was, how much weight can you bench press before you die? For a while, that was my goal. Literally, that's what I would, it's not an ideal way to live your life. But that's where I was at.
Yeah.
But if the goal is to lift more weight over time, and then your goal, then the way that you get there should be you're lifting heavy weights.
Yeah.
And all of your training, all of your nutrition, all of your sleep, all of your rest, all of your mental health, that should all be geared towards lifting the most weight that you can possibly lift.
Right.
That's the problem with that is that's more specialized.
Yeah, that's when you get very specific. So like that's a big thing we were discussing is to differentiate, because like with CrossFit you can still increase strength.
Yep,
it's totally doable just doing normal day workouts as CrossFit does.
Yeah,
you have to change your bias. There's different focuses. Now when it comes to absolute strength or getting the most specific number, then yes, you will have to dial into a more specific strength training mindset. Yep. But that's to just clarify.
Yeah, and we have extra programming that we do for members that have that specific goal. Is I want to deadlift more. I want to deadlift more. And there's ways that you can modify workouts for that to be more strength biased.
Absolutely.
And there's extra programming you can do. But that's one of the easiest ways to see if you are stronger than you used to be, is if 6 months ago we tested your back squat and you could do 135 pounds, we do it now and you can do 165 pounds.
Boom, we got stronger.
You got stronger. You got more fit. There you go. That's an aspect of fitness.
Yeah.
And that's another good way to measure your fitness. Again, and we keep coming back to it, that cannot be the only way to measure your fitness.
No. Yeah.
All right.
And that'll branch into like the idea of benchmarks. So like now if we break down benchmarks, so we've talked about that being like the, not ultimate test, but one of the main, easiest, most well-known, most utilized tests. There's a specific workout, but with those workouts, we have specific measures and stuff like that allow us to gauge fitness. So one of them is weight.
Yep, strength.
So whether it's, and this gets into conversation with RX and written and stuff like that, but when it doesn't matter whether it's written or as RX or whatever weight you do for a benchmark workout is, say it's 35-pound dumbbells for whatever it is. Right. If you do that day 1 and then day 60 you retest and you do 40-pound dumbbells, you got stronger for that benchmark.
Yep.
So it's like there's that idea where it comes into place.
Yeah. Another specific example, another one of my least favorite because it kicks my ass every time is Diane.
That's my favorite.
It's essentially, that's your favorite.
I love Diane.
Of all the ones that you could have picked, you picked that one.
Diane's up there. I don't know, I have so many, but Diane's so much fun.
I just did it not too long ago. God, it killed me. But where I was going with that is Diane is deadlifts at 225 for guys, 155 for ladies, and handstand push-ups.
Yeah.
My mom is 63 years old. She is not deadlifting 155 pounds for reps, and she is not doing handstand push-ups.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Another way to measure your progress is to just modify the workout for what you can do, and then test that again over time. And I always give people two options. So I'm going to use that. Diane's a good example.
Yeah.
So 21, 15, 9 deadlifts, handstand push-ups. That's the workout.
Yeah.
Okay. So my mom, and I'm going to use my mom as an example. She
shout out
to my mom. She is one of our listeners. So if we are doing deadlifts, I'm going to have her deadlift, let's say 85 pounds.
85 pounds.
Okay?
Yeah.
85 pounds deadlifts. And then instead of handstand push-ups, she's going to do dumbbell strict press with 15-pound dumbbells.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what she's doing this time. If we're going to retest that 1 year from now, I'm going to have one of two options. Either my mom can do deadlifts at 85 pounds again, and she can do dumbbell strict press with 15, and she can try to go faster.
Beat the time.
Beat the time. So if she did it in 10 minutes last year, she does it in 8 minutes this year, she's more fit. Or she can do it with a heavier weight and try to get the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
Which that one's a fun one.
Yeah. So if she did deadlifts at 105 pounds and presses with 20-pound dumbbells, and she did it in the same amount of time, well, then you're moving more weight in the same amount of time.
Right.
Your work capacity just went up. You are physically able to do more than you used to do.
Yeah.
That's how you test benchmarks.
Yeah. And that's what's cool about them.
Yeah. I love it.
There's like so many people get caught up And it's not so much our gym anymore because we got away from the RX as written, blah, blah, blah. So prescribed weight and all those kind of things. So our gym does a very good job because where it's now we go towards like what people's abilities are and capabilities, because that's how it should be like measured. You shouldn't have to worry about doing 50 pounds or 225 pounds.
Nope.
If that's not there, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, you're just going to force yourself, hurt yourself, get something, just do something wrong.
Yeah, we've done a very good job as a gym, and to the point where a lot of people that are new to CrossFit, because we're the only CrossFit gym in the area, don't even know what RX is and don't know what the benchmarks are.
Yeah, we pretty much got rid of it.
And we did that for the benefit of the members, because we think that is in the best interest. The RX is not ideal, but we still have the benchmark workouts.
Yeah.
We still want to test the fitness.
Still do Annie. We still do the Fran. I think we did Fran like almost 6 months ago.
We haven't done it. When was the last time we did Fran?
It was a little bit ago, but I remember doing it because it was like my first time doing it or second time doing it.
I did it last weekend.
Yeah.
It hurt.
So much fun.
It hurt.
Dude, it's so much fun. I think I got like sub 6 minutes or something like that. No, sub 7. I don't know. As fast as I got, that's all I know.
Yeah, you're going to get better than that this time. Don't you worry.
But no, that's but they're a lot of fun, and like that's the thing with what we do here. We still do those things. It's not that they're gone, but it's you just got to look at how you're measuring. Don't get so caught up in like, oh God, I have to do Fran as Fran. I have to do whatever it is as is. You just do it to your abilities. You can still measure those things. It doesn't just disappear. Like you just gotta make sure you record it correctly. And it just doesn't disappear.
Well, that's a good point. As far as logging workouts in Zen Planner,
It's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
You got to do it, especially with named workouts.
Named
Any
workouts,
workout that has a name to it, or that we say is a benchmark, we have done it before. We will do it again. You need to log it.
And that's why I tell people, even like with Zen Planner, so like our members obviously record in Zen Planner, but whether you're not a member and you're recording stuff outside of this, the idea with recording is I always tell people benchmarks are really important. So if it's a named workout, and the other thing is record weights. Because with Zen Planner, what's cool is it gives you a whole library of what you've done, whether it was a test or a progression or not. So that way, if you see, for example, push press, even though we're doing a strength cycle right now, so you're going to see it often. But let's say we see push press like in April, you might see not again until, who knows, maybe beginning of May, whatever it is. But the cool thing is you have a library of the weights that you've done at reps or whatever it was for those previous workouts. So weights are very important. And benchmark workouts, record those times, record your options. What you did. Be specific.
More information, the better.
And that's like with benchmark workouts, that's why there's standards. The standards have to be there, and you have to do your best to uphold the standards with whatever movement you choose. That way, when you go to test it, if you're holding that standard, it's correct or it's viable. Whereas
you're doing apples to apples.
Whereas if you like don't hold the standard, like the one that gets me is pull up. So if you pick up a pull up option, whether it's jumping, banded, whatever it is, and your chin doesn't go over the bar and it goes under the bar, and the next time you do, another test, you go over the bar, it might not be the same, you might be worse, might be better, whatever it is. But it's not a viable like thing. You have to make sure whatever you choose, standards are upheld, so they are measured and they are used in those tests correctly. So
and that's why the CrossFit Open has you got to have a judge that watches you and make sure that you're holding the standard. And I was gonna say max effort. So the other thing is with benchmark workouts, it's a good opportunity to test your fitness.
Oh yeah,
it is a great.
They're my favorite
opportunity.
I'm that one guy that puts a sweatband on and is ready for benchmark day.
Let's go blast the screamo music and see what you got.
They're fun though. They are fun.
And that's the other part is it is a max effort test. It's a test.
It's a test. They're going to be challenging. They're tough. It's going to be much more difficult than maybe see on some other workouts or every now and then. But
and for me, that makes it so much more valuable when you beat your old time.
Oh yeah.
When you give everything you have, and then 6 months later you give everything you have, and you beat your old self.
Yeah,
so much better.
So sweet. Like that's
very satisfying.
Yeah, it reminds me just because a little bit of me has so much of a sports background, so I always had games, matches, and stuff like that. But that's what's cool about benchmark. It's kind of like, I don't want to say game day because it gives a misrepresentation. I'm going to give everything as I'm going to hurt myself. That's not the case. But if I'm feeling good, feeling great, and I'm ready for it, I'm going to push myself, give it all out, see what happens, and try to beat my time, because it's cool to see that, I got 3 seconds better. That's what I wanted. That's all I needed.
It was satisfying. I get it, man. I get it. Definitely makes you feel good.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. So, is there anything else you think we gotta? I mean, benchmark workouts are fun.
I would say the other thing is if is even if you're not competitive, even if you don't want to do competitions, you have no interest in doing the CrossFit Open, that's fine. You don't have to do that. I still always recommend doing the benchmark workouts. It is a very good way to tell if you are improving your fitness over time. The benchmark workouts that we do test every component of fitness. Some of them are really short, some of them are long. But even if you're not competitive, it is still good to see progress over time.
And try to push better, whatever it is, time, weights, or whatever it is.
When we do goal sessions, that's one of the most common things that I hear is I just want to keep getting better. And that's how you do it. It's by doing benchmark workouts as hard as you can.
Yeah, that's a good point. And like at the end of the day too, like when it comes to CrossFit and measuring your fitness, the only way to do that is by testing it. And so like don't be afraid to, take that benchmark where you're feeling good, do everything you normally do, listen to your body, but push it, get after it, have fun, test it, and see what it is. Because, if you don't do that, then how do you know if you're getting better? You could be going the opposite direction, but we can't tell because you're not necessarily testing it accurately. So, have fun with the benchmark workout.
Yeah, so right now it's February. It's Valentine's Day, mid-February. We have the Open coming up in a few weeks. That's a good way to test. And then after that, I talked to Seth, and I believe we're doing a benchmark season. Benchmark season, is that what it is?
Season. I think it's a week. I think it's a week, but I think we should call it benchmark season.
Dude, that sounds good.
I'm
excited.
Yeah,
I'm getting goosebumps. Let's do it.
It sounds a lot of fun, but we have some cool stuff planned with that. I think that'll be exciting. That'll be fun.
Sweet.
But if you're doing the Open, use that as a test of fitness too. That's kind of what Seth and I talked about in the episode. Is like you use that as a test of fitness. Have fun with it. You don't have to sign up for it. Just use the workouts as a test of fitness. See how you do. That's it. Cool. Have fun with it. Other than that, benchmark season. Stay tuned.
Benchmark season. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Stay tuned.
But that's all I got as far as testing, measuring benchmarks.
All right. Yeah. Just like Ken said, it's a good way to measure progress. I mean, in order to know whether you're getting better or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Even if it's reading, you have to kind of read and like measure that somehow. And that's why they have reading tests. So, I mean, it sounds stupid and dumb, but that's the same concept. Like in order to get better fitness, you have to work on your fitness within class workouts, and then you have to test it somehow. So same concepts, just a very drastic,
it took me a second to think of what the hell a reading test is. And then I thought back in school. Is that what you were thinking of?
Oh yeah.
I was thinking of like now as an adult, as a 30-year-old, when was the last time that I took a reading test?
I don't know what that'd be like now.
I don't know, but I understood. It just took me a minute. Light bulb came on. I got it.
You got the idea. But measure progress. Benchmark workouts, they're a lot of fun. If you guys have questions about benchmark workouts or how to measure your progress, whether it be fitness or something else, definitely hit us up with questions, comments, and or concerns at the social medias, and or comment on this video if you're watching the video. Other than that, Ken, you got anything for the people?
I think that's it.
All right. This has been another episode of Inside the Box. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys on the next one.